Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome. We're in New Mayapur in France.
Yes.
And if you think you know where we are in New Mayapur in France, then you can write it in the comments.
Yes.
It should be pretty easy to figure out. But if you want to try to write how you think she got up here on this thing, then you can write that in the comments too.
It was not a pretty sight. No,
All right.
Canto, we're going to be quick because we might get busted. Canto 3,
Busted.
chapter 29, text 17.
Is it text 17?
Yeah.
Really? Yep, okay.
Om
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Okay, text 17. Hold on. The pure devotee should execute devotional service by giving the greatest respect to the spiritual master and their acharyas. He should be compassionate to the poor and make friendship with persons who are his equals. But all his activities should be executed under regulation and with control of the senses. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter, it is clearly stated that one should execute devotional service and advance on the path of spiritual knowledge by accepting the acharya. Acharyopasanam. One should worship an acharya, a spiritual master, who knows things as they are. The spiritual master must be in the disciplic succession from Krishna. The predecessors of the spiritual master are his spiritual master, his grand spiritual master, his great-grand spiritual master, and so on, who form the disciplic succession of acharyas. So that's nice. That's just showing that we have to follow authority and proper lineage and not speculate.
Yeah, I was thinking also that the actual verse itself describes 3 different types of relationships we should all have, which is relationship with seniors, a relationship with peers, and a relationship with juniors. So that's mentioned. And those relationships should go on under regulation and with controlled senses. So it means it shouldn't be necessarily just frivolous. And under regulation, it means done properly according to time, place, and circumstance, sort of thing. Shall I read? Mm-hmm. It is recommended herewith that all the acharyas be given the highest respect. It is stated, Gurushu Naramatihi. Gurushu means unto the acharyas, and Naramatihi means thinking like a common man. To think of the Vaishnavas, the devotees, as belonging to a particular caste or community, to think of the acharyas as ordinary men, or to think of the deity in the temple as being made of stone, wood, or metal, is condemned. Niyamena. One should offer the greatest respect to the acharyas according to the standard regulations. A devotee should also be compassionate to the poor. This does not refer to those who are poverty-stricken materially. According to devotional vision, a man is poor if he is not in Krishna consciousness. A man may be very rich materially, but if he is not in Krishna consciousness, he is considered poor. On the other hand, many acharyas, such as Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, used to live beneath trees every night. Superficially, it appeared that they were poverty-stricken, but from their writings, we can understand that in spiritual life, they were the richest personalities. So, excuse me, a lot here on the definition of the principle of what is poor, or to be poverty-stricken. Generally, we just consider that someone who's well off is in a better condition than someone who's poor. But from a material or bhakti's perspective, then it really doesn't have anything to do with money. Poverty means that you lack the premadan, the highest wealth, which is love for Krishna. And so if you don't have that, then you're considered poor. And if you have it, then you're considered rich. And that doesn't matter whether you're materially rich or poor, as long as you have, the development of love for Krishna. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, it's a really nice paragraph, actually, like the point, a devotee should also be compassionate to the poor, and obviously immediately, like, you think, poor, but then it qualifies that doesn't mean materially, but spiritually, that the person is not in Krishna consciousness or whatever, not properly situated. We should have compassion. We don't look down and just preach to the poor people. In that way, I mean. More poor spiritually. Yeah, it's a good point. I used to give class in Soho Street, and on your right hand side when you're on the Vyasa, oh look, there's a cute cat. Oh my god. On the right hand side we have a picture of Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. There's such a cute cat coming in. Oh my god.
Calico.
And I always used to point to that picture and say how rich they were, or like I said, think about it for a moment, that they used to be so well off and used to work in the government. They were very well known, Rupa and Sanatan. So what made them be like this? And point to the picture where they just have they're both sitting there with just like cloth and top cloth and that. Imagine what they were willing to, because you give up the lower taste for something higher. That's in anything, even if someone makes you something to eat and you think it's so lovely, but then someone brings over some lovely mango cheesecake or something better, you let the other thing go.
And what is compassion? Compassion isn't just giving food to hungry people or clothes to people who don't have clothes, but real compassion means giving Krishna consciousness. So giving knowledge of Krishna, giving knowledge of one's eternal spiritual identity. That's real compassion. May I read the next paragraph?
A devotee shows compassion to those poor souls who are wanting in spiritual knowledge by enlightening them in order to elevate them to Krishna consciousness. That is one of the duties of a devotee. He should also make friendship with persons who are on an equal level with himself, or who have the same misunderstanding that he does. For a devotee, there is no point in making friendships with ordinary persons. He should make friendship with other devotees so that by discussing among themselves, they may elevate one another on the path of spiritual understanding. This is called Ishta Goshti. Nice. But we should make friendship with devotees. It's interesting, I was discussing with devotees a few days ago, actually, and I was saying that we need to regularly reevaluate our spiritual life and spiritual practices. And one of them was how Krishna conscious is my association. I said, we know devotees, whether you just say hello Haribol, Hare Krishna, or devotees you serve alongside, devotees you might be on your tech WhatsApp group, do whatever. But I was saying like this, like you should have, even if it's one friend, that if you said, listen, do you want to get together on Saturday afternoon and just chant Hare Krishna, like some rounds together, or can we get together and read CC? And to the degree that you can rely on, even if it's just one person that's willing to do Krishna conscious activities with you, then you've got a friend. I said, because you'd be surprised how many within us who might be like, I don't know about that, but we think we have a lot of devotee association, but we chat, like it says here, about this, that and the other. But how much do you chat about Krishna? I'm saying, and just churn that nectar. Saying that. So I wasn't trying to say it to scare them, but I was saying it's really important to always evaluate that association. And do you have association that would be, and if you don't, then you realise, okay, they're there, but I need to seek that and have that as well. Don't mean you reject everyone, but if we want to progress, we should have friends that we can be devotees with. Now, I got one here.
Next paragraph. In Bhagavad Gita, there is reference to Bodhiyanta Parasparam, discussing among themselves. Generally, pure devotees utilize their valuable time in chanting and discussing various activities of Lord Krishna or Lord Chaitanya amongst themselves. There are innumerable books, such as the Puranas, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and Upanishads, which contain countless subjects for discussion among two devotees or more. Friendship should be cemented between persons with mutual interests and understanding. Such persons are said to be swajati, of the same caste. The devotee should avoid a person whose character is not fixed in the standard understanding. Even though he may be a Vaishnava or a devotee of Krishna, if his character is not correctly representative, then he should be avoided. One should steadily control the senses and the mind and strictly follow the rules and regulations, and he should make friendship with persons of the same standard.
Interesting.
It's very interesting.
I've shared this with these devotees I was speaking to.
Yeah. It's very, very kind of clear. You know, we often feel like we have to give some caveat because we associate with devotees and avoid the association of non-devotees. But here we see that, yeah, of course, you know, there may be persons who are practicing Krishna consciousness on a certain level, and if you want to make spiritual progress and spiritual advancement, then there may be, you know, certain personalities that we have to avoid that association. And I know our spiritual master often talks about the propensity for gossip, propensity for criticizing, propensity for just speaking nonsense. Politics, yeah. So if we get into all of that, then it's probably not going to be very beneficial for us long-term in spiritual life, for sure. Powerful. Thoughts?
I agree. As I was saying, that I like this paragraph because it kind of like falls on what I was saying now. There's no, I think you also just said it, you don't need to feel, not ashamed, but like embarrassed if you're discriminating in your association. You know, it's natural, isn't it? Like if you go to work or if you go to study or whatever it is, you gravitate to the people who have your interests and you want to progress and get better.
Yeah.
And there's no one, and they don't make it, you know, if you're like investment banker or if you're learning how to knit or if you're learning swimming or whatever, you're going to go to those particular... It
says here, swajati.
Of the same caste.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's okay to want to be friends with devotees. Not in a mood of, so I look down on everyone else. That's not what Prabhupada's saying either. But it's okay to discriminate and be with devotees. You don't know. The cowhead boy might come back. Might have a heart attack when we get out of it. Yeah, so and it's very important to have at least one person that is a devotee, as a friend, if you want to progress on this path, definitely. And some of you may not be able to get to the temple regularly or have a community around you outside, but fortunately in this day and age you have online communities and we can plug in and tune in and get association like that. Depending on our situation, we may not be able to do physically go and see devotees, but we can use material stuff like Zoom and YouTube and Facebook, whatever, to have association. Use it the right way, I mean.
Yeah. You can get all kinds of association, but Krishna conscious devotee association, uplifting, inspiring association. Should we stop there, you think?
I think so.
Okay. So just a short one today.
Sorry, everyone.
Because I feel like we've snuck into I almost said where we were. Snuck into the place and might get caught out by the cowherd boy. Okay, thank you very much for reading Srimad Bhagavatam, and all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.